Yeah, I'm up now. It's an okay.
As far as home field advantages go in the playoffs, there are few places tougher on a visiting team than this one. Sold out Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. Straight ahead, a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos. The winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game.
Can't hear it no more. Stand to the man, can't hear it no more. Celebrate, don't feel it no more. Give it drop in a minute, but can't steer it no more. Riding away, but now you're chilling on shore. What's it used to be a rich when you're inside?
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Right to the air goes Nix. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Bombers.
To throw is Nix. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 44. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on 2nd down. They hit him with the draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
But you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on 2nd and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running play.
Off the bootleg, here's Nix. He'll swing this out to Harvey. So the completion gets him just a yard. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And now a decision here on the opening drive. 4th and very short, this part of the field. What do you think they do, CD?
I think you go for it. I think there's a lot of game left to be played. I like the advantage that they're trying to create here early. I say be aggressive and try and get it done.
They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Ooh, the juke. Oh, and now some space to operate. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
It's been a long season, but he still looks fresh running the football. He knows his guys are one game away from a Super Bowl, so he's going to give it all he's got, and that's a heck of a run right there.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Jordan Mason. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, only their first drive, Charles, but they talked to us about needing to convert on third down, in particular not letting third and short opportunities slip through their fingers. Well, they were successful right there.
And it also tells you that they're successful on first and second down as well to get to third and manageable and make them able to pick up those first downs. Now here we are, first and goal. They got to like what they're doing on this drive.
And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown. Reggie Gilliam, a touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Broncos are on the board first here in this AFC championship game. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Looking to put a drive together. They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
A gain of 29 yards. First down.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
They'll get this out to Jeanty.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
The run straight ahead with Jeanty.
And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
From the gun on third down, Mace. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And the Raiders are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
So they gave up the early touchdown. This has been a pretty good response. Nice drive, taking it down first and goal.
And I know all the cliches jump in, right? Don't get away from your game plan too early. Make sure you're settled down. Don't panic. But it's all
touchdown Raiders.
Take down.
A 9-yard touchdown ground.
And the Raiders respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, they'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
These two teams all tied after one. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Nick's going to give to Harvey. And the tackle there by Jermaine Pratt.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Once more with Harvey.
Now the ball comes loose. Past the 20. 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Here's Nix. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
To throw, here's Nix. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now he's going to step up and run.
But I think the ball's out. A big loss on the play. That's the bad news. A consolation. They keep the football. Here's the Raiders punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is fielded at the 27. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum and were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting 1st downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
64 yards on the ground in his 1st half with a Super Bowl berth on the line.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there.
Up the middle, it's Harvey.
A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd.
Nix to the air. He'll try and do this himself. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession in the first half.
Yeah, this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got it with the 15. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Dante Thornton, 67 yards. And the Raiders have taken the lead here in this AFC title game. An extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback. And they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Throwing Nix.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
This is real simple. When you're in 5 wide receiver formation, you don't have a lot of time to dilly-dally back there. You've got to get the ball out with some dispatch because a lot of the aggressive defensive teams in the league, they see 5 wide receiver sets, they're automatically bringing pressure.
Now they brought the pressure. He held on to it a little too long. Winds up getting hit as he releases it. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Working out of the gun is Nix. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A good pickup there at 20 yards. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Now it's Nix. That'll be complete to Harvey.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, That may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
He gets this into the hands of Harvey. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
Complete to R.J. Harvey. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the Raiders' 21-yard line.
They'll go play action with Nix. And he will find his man on the outside. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Here's Nix once more. Setting up a screen for Harvey. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Back to throw again. Throw left side complete. That's Richardson. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Off the play fake, here's Nix.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. The kick by Lutz is good.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
1 second, all that remains. And they'll begin by running the option.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half.
And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year. And they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard.
They'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
An empty look offensively. Here's 3rd and 8.
Operating from the gun, Mace.
That's complete into the hands of Myers.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play there on the catch and run. And the Raiders are going to get a new set of downs.
A gain of 27 on the play. And the Raiders first down.
On first down, it's Genty. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up second down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Once again, it's Genty. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, Mace. He's got his target. That's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Second catch of this AFC title game, and he's got a first down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Here's a quick throw caught out wide. A pretty big play now in this AFC championship. Third and goal.
It's now third and goal.
Operating from the gun. Mace. This will be caught at about the 5. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. Daniel Carlson set for the Raider field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Carlson is good, and that'll move their lead up to 4 now. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Again, it's Harvey. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 76 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Only able to gain a couple there. And that will bring up second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Nix from the shotgun. He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 34-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, a run with Harvey. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Quickly into the hands of Mims. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
It's a gain of 8. That's another.
1 quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Nick's going to keep this himself. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no option. He throws it away.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Nix. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
It's a gain of 20.
An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
First down. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Harvey will take it in. Touchdown, Denver.
This is the time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with a touchdown run to take the lead.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin at the 35-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And they are in need of points here, no doubt about that. With a Super Bowl berth on the line and trailing here in the 4th quarter, this possession gigantic. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Vegas, first down. A gain of 15. First down.
Another run by Bigsby. They juked him. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
60 Bison.
Looking to throw. Mace. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Short throw caught by Bowers. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Second catch of this AFC title game, and he's got a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
He will push his way down to about the 14. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Now a 2nd and 6. Got his man, Dell.
9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up first and goal.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Raiders first down. First and goal at the 6-yard line.
On the zone read, a give to Genty.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Operating from the gun. Mace. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Raiders have taken the lead here now in the 4th quarter of this championship game.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
From the left side, it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
To throw is Nix.
He finds his man, complete. It's Harvey.
It drives some people crazy to see those short toys underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Now 2nd and 4. They run straight ahead with Harvey.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
He's back to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. He'll look to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. From 6 yards away.
And the Broncos answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead.
What's good on the extra point? So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete.
And this is desperation time now in the final minute. You're just throwing something up there, hoping you can get a call. Maybe find a way to get someone free. But no dice there. That one's incomplete.
They'll look to throw. That's caught by Thornton. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. Super Bowl aspirations on the line. A critical one here. It's 3rd down. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Back to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
So a big one coming now for Daniel Carlson. 4 seconds to go. This would send us to overtime. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
Well, 4 quarters couldn't decide a winner, and now we're back underway for the right to hoist that Lamar Hunt trophy. Oh, a miscommunication on the ladder. The ball's out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. Things now, Charles, looking pretty good here. A great opportunity to try to cash in for 6 on the opening possession of overtime.
And what I'm liking, Brandon, is what I see down on the sidelines. I see a defense huddled up and ready to go, already preparing for their opportunity to go on the field and close out this game.
You know, Charles, just thinking about it, plenty of recent conference championship games have needed OT to decide who goes to the Super Bowl.
And we can go back a little ways, can't we? Go back 2012. Giants in San Francisco. That was an overtime game. The Giants ended up going on to the Super Bowl. How about the one where the Giants went to Green Bay, Lambeau, and beat the Magic of that stadium?
And this is a touchdown. Now, it's not over yet, but they draw first blood here in this overtime. The Broncos are Super Bowl bound as we say goodnight, everybody. And that will do it for this one. For Charles Davis, myself, and the entire crew, we'll see you in 2 weeks at the Super Bowl.